Dun, dun. Drama log. Every actor's Bible. I think I'm going there. Here I am at the crossroads of the world. Get ready to get an exit. Right in there. Step one. I made it. Welcome to Hop. And away we go. How you doing? Hey, John.
There you go. Well, yep. That's money.
Mitch,
Andrew.
nice to meet you. I want your services.
Okay, well, I can give them to you.
And where do we start?
I start by saying who just opened my door. Hey, is Mitch in?
Yep, sure is.
Been interrupting you? Hey.
How are you? I'm just stopping in and say hello.
Oh, good. Are you ready?
And don't worry about the tape because there's plenty of outtakes. I'm gonna just keep it rolling.
Step one. This is he. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Good. They're on their way right now. Yep, I sent Jeff this morning to pick them up. Yes, I would. Let me grab my schedule. Hold on, Michelle.
Half the documentary work is
And how funny. We've been sitting talking for half an hour, phone hasn't rang, nobody's come to the door, and so right when we turn it on, boom. Okay.
I have been thinking about types of images I need to portray, and I don't know what your opinion would be. You had mentioned that 4 different outfits, so on and so forth. I was thinking that, well, I have a bomber jacket and everything, and I really think that I have the kind of, all-American type of look. I can't look good, I can look good, but I don't think I should be wearing tux, so to speak.
Right.
I think I need to be wearing a t-shirt with a leather jacket and jeans.
Okay, now,
I just-
let me tell you what I think about this, okay? My opinion on this is that, obviously, the purpose of a headshot or a three-quarter shot is to give a casting director an idea of what you're like without you having to be there.
Right.
That's the point of it, okay? So when you go in for an audition, you really want to be right for what they're looking for just by nature.
Right.
So I think that the closer you can capture you in this photo, and when they call that in, of course, you'll be very right for what they're calling you in on.
Right.
Okay, so I think that what's important to figure out here is, since we're doing, and I say 4 changes because we're shooting 4 rolls of film, so might as well get a change per roll. And that would combine headshots, three-quarter shots, the whole shebang. So I only want you to wear things that you're comfortable wearing, that really does capture you. As far as a range, I want to, since this is a shot we're going to send to talent agents, I want to get something that has a real nice range to it. I don't want to go too specific, like a tux or like something like that. I don't even want to go there on it. I want to say a range for you is anywhere from, say, a Saturday afternoon clothes where you're just kind of hanging out, kind of a, what would be the word, a real casual look. Anywhere from that up to maybe you've got a date on Friday night and you really want to look good.
Right.
And even that wouldn't be a conservative look.
Right.
You see what I mean? So just kind of that kind of range right there.
Mhm.
What's your age?
31.
Yeah, because I don't want to go too young, like 20, like, the ripped jeans, and you know what I mean? I want to keep it, reasonable for your age. I don't want you to go up for things that are 20 because you're not going to get it.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
let's just kind of find that balance there between 4 different changes, see what we have, and we'll pick one. And John guarantees the work, so if there's nothing even in there, we'll shoot him again.
Right.
So
Do you take cash?
of course we take cash.
And what was the figure? Because I hope I brought it out.
$195, full service. The exact change?
Of course I did. I don't play
You know
around.
how many $5 bills I gotta keep inside this drawer? Okay.
I can imagine.
Here, let me write you a receipt for this.
Count it first, if you don't mind.
Don't mind at all.
Just so that I can leave here with a clear head.
$195. Receipt. Book.
Yeah, like I was saying, any pursuit you have in life, you have to have help.
True. Well,
And
sir, help doesn't hurt, as long as it's good help. The thing about talent consultants or any service-related company is that it's either a great way to separate you from money, or it can really expedite the process.
Right.
I think it's a roll of dice, which one of those you're going to get, and I think you got to listen to everybody and say, okay, which one of these sounds applicable to where I'm at? And let me just find this receipt book, and I can write it. It may be in Jeff's office. Now,
That's all right.
how soon are we looking to take these pictures? Because I'd like to get on it as,
Yeah, within my schedule during the week is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays in the morning and Mondays and Fridays I'm pretty available. I have a real flexible work schedule except for Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if you want to write me a receipt for later, next time I come in.
Yeah, I will. It's just not real handy here. Okay, so,
I trust you. So within the next 2 weeks, how long is it going to take? How long?
well, I get the proof sheets back,
No, I mean the shoot.
hour
Hour.
and 15 minutes.
Okay, so like a Wednesday morning would be ideal.
See you about next Wednesday, a week from today.
And fun.
Write this down here.
Just had my haircut 3 weeks ago, so the sooner the better.
Okay, Andrew, you need to spell your last name for me.
Aliapaulios.
Okay. And what's your address, Andrew?
1811
Uh-huh.
18th Street, Unit D, Santa Monica. 90404.
Phone number?
310 392
Mhm.
1866.
Okay.
And I actually give you my page number. I always have to look at it because I never call it. 213
Uh-huh.
470
Uh-huh.
7691.
Hi, Stan Milan, if you're calling about your group of friends. If you call to leave a message, press the star key, press 7 to speak. Okay, Marin, Rick Travis, Alexa.
John, it's Mitch. I have a client named Andrew that I want to schedule for a week from today, next Wednesday. So why don't you call me back and let me know what your availability is time-wise. Andrew, what's a good time for you?
Mornings
Mornings?
up until, like, I'd like to get out of there by 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Want to try? Yeah.
That's all right. Well,
Go
if not,
back and we'll-
Mondays and Fridays are fine too. I'm really flexible Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, let's go for Wednesday. Wednesday, morning photos. I'm gonna make a note here that we're waiting for time from John.
Okay, and you said the photos are 85?
Correct. That includes 4 rolls of film, 2 8x10s,
Okay.
4 rolls of 36.
And then, does he keep the negatives?
Yes, he
or-
does. He keeps negatives.
Okay, I tell you. But I can.
Most photographers do.
I know. Of course they do. I keep all my negatives.
I tell you, one of the reasons it is.
Silver's worth money.
Well, it's one of those deals too. Let's say hypothetically, he gave you the negatives. Or maybe not you, but just somebody he gave negatives to, shot the pictures here, here's your negatives. We'll say they went to some really cheap lab
Right.
to get an 8x10 blown up. That just wasn't good quality. And they take that bad quality shot and they go to a mass production lab and make copies. It's just gonna come out looking awful, and that just reflects his work.
And then you're gonna butcher the negatives.
Yeah, so at least he can make sure that whatever print you take to the mass production lab is a really great quality, 'cause he doesn't buy hand.
Right.
So they're really good.
One question about photos. What do you think the industry looks for now in terms of sheen, glossy or
I
matte?
don't think it matters. I really don't.
Because personally, I prefer matte.
Most people
satin
do.
finish, but
Yeah.
that's just a personal preference. I spend a lot of time doing photography.
Because I think that, I think that's just a formality. They go through these pictures so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think they're not gonna call somebody in because it's on glossy paper.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because as long as the quality is good,
Right.
I don't think it matters. The lab I use is $10 cheaper to get glossy than it is matte.
Right.
But personal preference, it doesn't matter to me at all on it. I usually suggest the glossy just because it's $10 cheaper, and I usually have to be aware of that with my clients who are
Right.
broke.
What is the
So
what is the price for, like, say, how many do you print? 500?
no, we start with 100.
100?
For glossy, $42 for 100. For the mattes, $52 for 100. And these are real photos. These aren't
Right.
lithos.
Okay, now I can imagine it's cheaper the more you get. So do you what is the
Well, the reason I don't, it's not going to be that much cheaper.
Okay.
Okay. Plus the fact is, let's say that you mail it to these agents, you get an agent, and say they're not crazy about that shot, and they go through your proofs and want another shot. The likelihood of that isn't great, but it might be.
Right.
So I always just let's get enough to do what we have to do, and then if you end up getting an agent and they want to work with that picture, great. Then you get another 100 or 2 done.
If
Gotta say if.
I know.
You know.
I know.
We can guarantee you that we can help you expedite the process. But you gotta walk in that door and read for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and not that that's hard, but
Right.
there's a certain thing that they look for. I mean, if I were an agent, I'm sure if you were too, and an actor comes in, they had a good picture, it doesn't mean all of a sudden, wow, I gotta have this guy. You have to make sure that if you send him on audition, that he can
Act.
act
absolutely.
It's not, believe it or not, it's not a total given
Yep,
that you can.
yep.
Now,
Sure do believe it.
resume, I'm assuming you don't have an existing resume.
Not in the format that you do.
Okay, now you have two options here.
I
You can
have,
either-
you have one on file actually, from the last time.
Okay, how long ago was it when you came in here?
About a month.
Okay.
I can certainly get you another copy.
When you came in here a month ago, did you have a picture also or just a resume?
I had a photo as well, but you didn't keep it.
Okay, so
Because,
did I keep that resume that you gave
yes,
me?
you did. But I mean, it's not a problem to either bring.
Now, was it in the acting style at all, or was
No,
it?
it was in a business style, like collegiate style.
Okay, then what I want you to do, I want you to take this resume information sheet, and I want you to, fill it out in the next couple of days,
Okay.
between now and when you shoot your photos. And that'll just kind of put it into a better format for me to do the resume on it.
Would it be all right to list D.W. Brown on here as if I haven't, I mean, it's classes start in July, by the time
Sure,
this is all
sure.
done and everything's set.
Well, yeah, I mean, July's not that far away.
Right,
I mean, by the time you get this stuff out there, you'll be real close to
which
it.
is why, the timing of all this is working out, because, I don't want to stay with St. Paris forever, but now I have at least one thing I can put on there for now, and then you do update the resumes for free, right?
Yes.
So, I can go from there. Last time I was here, you had mentioned you had pulled Durkin out of a hat. You were just, or is that the name of the agency? Durkin, we were talking and you
Right.
just pulled it out of a hat. And then like a couple days later, I was reading an article about them in,
Backstage West.
or Variety, I think actually. What is the deal with them?
They're in trouble for classes.
Uh,
Okay, they've been, from what I've read about them, they were promoting a specific class which SAG agents cannot do.
I got you.
So they got in a lot of trouble for that. But in their defense, of all the clients of mine they have read or auditioned or called in, they have never pushed a class to any of my people
Uh-huh.
at all. So when I read this, it was just like, wow. I mean, it really took me off guard. And I had several of my clients that were with Durkin who read that article, called me and go, man, what's going on? I mean,
Right.
these people have been sending me out 3 times a week and we love them. And, I had heard nothing but great things about these people.
Right.
Now I don't know them personally. I mean, I don't know Debbie Durkin or any of those people, but I know from the people of mine they've signed,
Well,
they've been going out all the time. So I don't think that this class thing they're in necessarily reflects them being a good agent.
right.
Because here's where it's tricky. If I'm a talent agent and an actor comes in to me that I want to sign, but he's a little rusty in his cold reading, I feel I would have every right to say to this guy, you know what, I'd like to sign you, but you really need to brush up on this stuff. And if it's a newer actor, he could easily say to me, well, could you suggest a place to go to? I feel an agent should have a right to say, yeah, there's a guy who's relatively inexpensive, he's really good. I feel that would be in my best interest as the agent to get him decent training,
Right.
at least to recommend a place. The problem with that is that so many of these agents have enough power to set something up with a teacher. So if I tell you, oh yeah, you need to go to this place, the actor probably will.
Right.
And you could easily misuse that and get a kickback. I'm not saying she does that, but you could do that very easily. So SAG just has a rule, you can't, be very careful if the SAG agent recommends a specific class
Right.
on it.
Gotcha.
So I don't know what her situation is, but she's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So whatever she did do, she obviously did it in a big way,
Right. It was
So yeah, so
ironic, like-
I've actually taken them off of my list. And
Yeah.
it's not because I wanted to.
Right.
I just think, let's just wait and see what happens here, because I know they're only on a temporary SAG license now, and it's supposed to be up June 1st, so we'll see. If they get their SAG thing back, which means they're in good standing with SAG, I'll put them back on there. I've got no problem with them.
Right.
But I don't want people, but I gotta look at my point of view too. If an actor comes in here and they say, oh, well, you've got Durkin here. You see what I mean? It
Yeah.
can still reflect back on me also. So,
Well, I brought it up.
right, it's exactly my point. So I'm kind of forced to,
Yeah, disassociate.
yeah.
Now, what do I do about, at least until you see what happens? What do I do about calling John, or will he call me?
No, I'm gonna handle all of that. John's gonna call me back with a confirmation on a time that morning.
Okay.
I will call you back and say, yeah, let's go 10:30 or whatever. At that point, I'll tell John kind of what I want him to do with these photos, and then we'll talk on the phone at that point, and, you know, more specifics about it. I'm gonna give you his address and stuff right now on the
Okay.
back of one of these cards of his.
Is he in Hollywood, or?
La Cienega and Pico. Do you know that area?
Yeah.
Right there. I'm gonna write the address and directions here. Where are you coming from?
SM?
That's right. Okay. How would you normally get to La Cienega and Pico?
I usually drive 10 and get off Fairfax. Sometimes Robertson, depending, or I'll take Sunset all the way.
Well, okay, well, why don't you take the 10 East, exit La Cienega,
Okay.
okay? You're gonna go this way, which is north. North on LC, I'll put. Then you're gonna come to a light called Cascio, which is the light before you would hit Pico. So you'll never hit Pico.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna go left on Cascio, and then you're gonna go about 2 blocks to Sherborne, and he's on that corner, so it's very easy to find. So you're just going on La Cienega to Cascio, up Cascio, 2 or 3 blocks, he's right there.
Okay.
So it's real easy. His address is right here on Sherborne. His phone number is on the card itself right here in case you get lost or late or whatever. By the time you get off the freeway at La Cienega, say you're there in 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
So it's,
You had also mentioned that you would want to meet with me and go over the clothes before I go in there.
that's up
So,
to you.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, or we can talk about it over the phone, but
Yeah.
if this works out for next Wednesday, then pretty much the only time I'm gonna be able to get in here would either be Tuesday evening or Monday evening, one or the other. So, I'll be in touch with you on the phone.
What we'll do is, yeah, we'll talk, when we confirm the time, we'll talk about the clothes after we're through. If you feel that you want to show me stuff, that's fine. If you think you got a handle on it,
Okay.
that's fine too. Plus the fact, you know, John can easily go through stuff too when you get there.
Right.
It's your convenience. If you live right down the street, say, oh yeah, I'll pop on in, just take a look real quick,
Right.
you know?
Does he have a wardrobe at all?
You know? Not really.
Cool.
Because again, I want to keep it, you know,
Is he a former actor?
no,
He's a photographer.
photographer.
Right on.
Yeah, he's been in business about 25 years. So a long time. I went to him, that's how I worked with him. I went to him myself when I was an actor, and I really liked his work. I thought it was quality.
Well, I thought,
And he's willing to give me this price on it
yeah, I mean, from
for
the
my actors.
pictures I saw,
Oh, by the way, the card I gave you with his number on it, ignore those prices and everything.
okay.
That card is for an old discount he ran a couple of years ago, that it's convenient to write his address and stuff on it, so ignore the info on there.
Okay.
You're gonna be charged a lot less than that.
Right.
So, questions, comments at this point right now?
Not really. How many agents will I start once we get to the point towards mailing? How many agents will I be mailing out to?
You're gonna be mailing to approximately 70.
Okay.
I just updated all my lists this week and I haven't really counted it, but we're looking at,
How many times a month, week? Like just once at first?
well, we're gonna try it once. You're getting a lot of people. Now statistically, you have a really good photo and a properly done resume and you're hitting the right agencies. Statistically speaking, you should get 1 call out of every 13.
Okay.
Okay? But here's what's fickle about that. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, of these 300 agents, these are the ones that will consider a newer person. The problem with that is you don't know at what point any of those are considering a new person.
Right.
You could mail a picture and a resume and a cover letter to those 75 agents on Monday and not get a call. You could mail the next week, same 75, same picture and resume, and get 10 calls. It's really fickle right there. But as you get calls, let me know who calls, and I'm going to help you through the whole interview process.
Right.
Let's say, play devil's advocate, you don't get a call within a week. At that point, what I will do, I will target, say, the 10 or 15 that have called more heavily that week, and have hit those again right there.
Okay.
At what, you know, what's so weird about this is that you know, you just have to be aggressive with it. At what amount of aggressiveness you need, it's hard to say at this point. You could get 10 calls the day after you put them in the mail, you know, and therefore, wow, well, we lucked out. We got a good response off of it. Or it's like, okay, you know what? Let's hit this again, you know, and sometimes you really have to, because you're just looking for that one good call.
Right.
For that one person to say, you're looking for that one great call, and you got 75 people to target with it.
Right.
If you get it right off the bat, cool. If you don't, keep hitting them. The bottom line is whoever does sign you is on that list right there.
Right. Now, the resumes, once we get a resume down on the laser printer and everything, then I just go to, like,
Xerox it. Xerox it, have it cut down to fit on the back of an 8x10.
okay.
Staple it, you got it, and then we're gonna do the cover letter also. 1 sec. Step 1. Hey you. I'm sitting here with a client. Yep. Yeah? Yes, they did. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I do, because I got classes tonight also, and I'm booked solid. Is this regarding your car? What about, what's her name? Is she? Well, why don't you ask Jeff when he gets in here? Well, you can ask him. I mean, you know, because he seems to be, you know, really aware of the problem. Yeah. Right, right. Okay, bye.
And then the only other thing, I guess, yeah, okay, so you do help with the cover letter.
I write it.
You write it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, and you write it, and you know, I'll bring you in. When I bring you in, next time you come in, if we don't go over close, we're gonna go over the proof sheets. We'll go over all of that, you'll hand in your resume thing. Next time you come in, will be to pick up the 2 shots. And to pick up the resume, the cover letters, list of agents, all the written stuff. At that point, we'll read the cover letters, everything you want changed on it, pop in there and make the change real quick. And yeah, the cover letter, you gotta realize this, it's nothing more than a professional courtesy.
Right.
If it's too long, they're not gonna read it. Your information source is your resume.
Right.
Okay, and a lot of times cover letters can give actors just enough rope to hang themselves if they don't do it correctly. So we keep it very basic, very simple.
And the only other question I have for you is roughly how much the postage going to end up costing me.
55 cents an envelope, because it's 2 ounces.
Okay, cool. Why don't we stage it? Thank you. I'll turn the camera. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I will see you soon.
Okay?